Jotaro never imagined that someone would dare to kill his daughter right in front of him. At 42, he once again summoned Star Platinum, using his ability to stop time. It turned out that in a men's prison hundreds of meters away, the blind Jongalier was sniping at them. Just a few minutes earlier, when Jolin walked to the door, she suddenly noticed her handcuffs were missing. Jotaro also sensed a change in their surroundings. Everything seemed somehow different.
Johnny! そのドアから離れる! スタープラスザ・ワールド! 時を止まる!
When he looked closer, he realized that most of the damage from that gunshot had been blocked by Jolin's stand. Jotaro, examining the bullet on the ground, quickly deduced that Jongalier had already begun his attack. At that moment, Jolin was puzzled. How could a prisoner have smuggled a sniper rifle into prison? Jotaro told his daughter that guns can be disassembled into tiny parts, hidden inside everyday items, and then brought in by bribing the guards. Now, with no idea where the enemy was, even Jotaro's time-stopping ability was useless. Jolin guessed the enemy was nearby, and she looked toward the door. It turned out the enemy was attacking through a floating object. Jolin extended her strings to test it, but the enemy easily evaded them. However, based on its drifting trajectory and direction, Jotaro immediately inferred that the enemy's stand detected its targets by sensing airflow. But the question now was, how was Jongalier firing bullets all the way here? Jotaro advised against moving recklessly until they understood the mechanics of the sniping. But no sooner had he spoken than the guard, who had been knocked out earlier, suddenly woke up and immediately went after Jolin. Because of this disruption, the floating object, which had been still, suddenly began to move. Seeing the guard's baton about to strike Jolin, Jotaro had no choice but to shield her, and his arm was pierced as a result. The guard was killed on the spot. At that moment, the sound of dripping water returned. Jotaro urgently told Jolin not to move, or they would be the next ones killed. But by then, Jotaro had figured out how the enemy's stand worked. The stand itself had no attacking power, but Jongalier used it to sense air currents and pinpoint the enemy's location. He would then fire at the stand with his sniper rifle, and the stand would reflect the bullets toward the target.